I started machine knitting 2 months ago, and as I don't know anything about yarn, I decided to keep the labels in this pocket to remember and follow up what I used. So you are going to be amazed, but this is what I used in 2 months. That's a lot, right? Well, I don't think it's a lot, but I made some clothes for myself, made some beanies, some scarves, some arm warmers, leg warmers. I did beanies with patterns. I did beanies with different types of techniques, different types of cast on, cast off. So I tried a lot, and I need to remember which yarns are working on the AliExpress or any knitting machine and which ones are not. So I decided to create a journal to follow up, and we're going to do this together today. So let's take a sample of each. I already separated. So I made a journal for digital journaling on the iPad or any tablet that you have. You can also download it and print it if you want, but if you don't print it, you're going to save the trees. So it's very simple. It's just one page called the Knitting Machine Yarn Journal, where we're going to fill in the brand, the name, the weight, the size, the price, and give it a rating. So let's do this. Also, I am new to journaling, so this is going to be an experiment at the same time. So this yarn, I bought it actually 20 years ago because I wanted to knit something for myself. I wanted to make a scarf and a beanie. So I made a scarf and a beanie, but it was not looking very good. So I ended using it, undoing my project from 20 years ago and using them in my knitting machine and redo a beanie and redo a scarf. So that was a yarn I got in France by Filda. So let's fill in this journal. So to use it, either you use a pen and you write by hand, but if you are not used to write on an iPad and if you don't like your handwriting, you can use this option here. So the name is Iliad, and it's changing your handwriting into a typed word, except that there is an autocorrect that you like the name, so I'm going to rewrite it. The name is Iliad, and it's 30% wool and 70% acrylic. Okay. The weight, that's a good question. I think it was light. Yeah. So it was a light. It was the size, you can fill it as you want in meters, in yards, in grams. I'm going to put it by grams. 50 grams, and the price I really don't remember because I bought it 20 years ago. And to give it a rating, let's put some dots here. This yarn worked really nicely, so I give it a 5 out of 5. The second one I got, I was in England the past year, spending a lot of time there, and at some point I decided, oh, I would like to knit again. So I bought some needles and some yarn. I didn't know what to buy or what was good or not good, so I went to a little market next to my place, and I found this yarn, and there was a pack of 10, so I took it, and it was super soft. It's an acrylic by King Cole, Gentle Touch, So let's fill in this line. So the brand is King Cole. Beautiful name. Like I said, I'm new to digital journaling. So I'm discovering this as we are recording this. The weight is also a light one. I think it was 50 grams, so no, it was 100 grams. Pen. The price I don't remember, but it was maybe 20 euros for 10, so maybe 20 pounds for 10, so maybe it was 2 pounds per skin. I'm not sure, so I'm going to leave this blank. And that's actually the reason why I got into the knitting machine, because I started knitting a scarf for me and then a scarf for my boyfriend, and I made so many mistakes that I have ADHD, so basically anything around me is making me lose focus. So I was thinking, if only there was a machine that you can use and that you can make your rows and where you don't have to count and you don't have to lose count, which is the main issue when you are knitting. So that's how I bought some yarn and decided to start knitting again. And because I did so many mistakes, I wanted to find this machine, if there was one, and I looked it up on Google and found that there was this machine called the AliExpress or the Central. Then I compared, and because I'm in Europe, the AliExpress is not, it's easier to get and it's not that pricey compared to the rest of the world. Also, now I'm based in Germany and the AliExpress is from Germany, so it was easier and cheaper to get one. So I got into machine knitting with this yarn and it worked really well. So let's give it a rating of 5 out of 5. The only thing is, I think this yarn is discontinued, so I tried to look for some more online and I couldn't find it. The brand still exists, but this yarn, I'm not sure. I asked them on social media, but they didn't answer me. So then I got the knitting machine when I got back to Germany. And I went to this little store where I bought the knitting machine and where they advised me with some yarn, and they explained me the difference between the fibers and all the types of yarn that exist and how they behave, and the care that which ones are easier, which ones are harder. So it was really a nice experience in this little shop. So this brand is a German brand, so I'm going to try to write it, but I think the autocorrect is not going to like this one. Okay. So that's the name of this brand. Can make it smaller maybe. I didn't think about the size of a German brand name in my file, but okay, it works. Okay, so then the name is Bravo, and this one is, I think, 100% acrylic. Yeah. and the weight is, that was also a light one. So can I copy this and paste it here? Okay, so this one was 50 grams. The price, okay, I'm going to make the price by 100 grams. So this one was 330, and it worked really nicely on the AliExpress. I made lots of beanies with it. I also made a part of my sweater with it. It works really nicely. Then I tried the Alizé Baby. I believe this is, yeah, it's a Turkish brand, and you find a lot of it in Germany. And yeah, this one is really soft and it works really nicely on the Alizé. Okay, did this work, please? Okay, so this one is the Alizé Baby. It's also 100% acrylic. How did I spell this? And it's also a light one. So let's copy paste this. Did I? And this one is 100 grams, and the price was 250. Okay, actually I should put 100 grams here because I'm always putting the price for 100 grams. Okay, and this yarn worked really well on the Adi, so I give it a 5-star. Then I tried from the same brand a yarn called Alizé Lana Gold Classic. This one is 49% wool and 51% acrylic. It's a nice yarn. It's warm, but it's not that soft, and it doesn't, oops, let me open that, and it doesn't work that well on the AliExpress. Okay, so let's try to see if this works without autocorrect. Okay, it worked. Lana Gold and 49% wool. Can you tell I haven't written in years? Okay, the size of this one. Okay, this one was a medium. Then it was 100 grams. And the price was $3.85. And the rating, well, I used it. I made a couple of beanies. I offered one to my best friend, and I actually am wearing it right now as a scarf and as a beanie, because now I'm making so many beanies that I'm wearing beanies inside. So it worked, but I wouldn't buy it again for the AliExpress. So for that reason, I give it a 1-star. I would buy it for other project for classic knitting, but not for the Adi. Then I bought the classic acrylic from Hobbii. We Love Yarn in light. And this one is amazing. It works so good on the Addi. Okay, this is Hobbii. 2B and 2I. So this one is the classic acrylic. So the first version I bought was the light one. So let's copy this and okay. The size was 50 grams, and for 100 grams the price was $2.62. And this yarn is amazing on the Addi. It's really easy to work with. The yarn is super soft. It's really a nice one. And then I thought that the light was maybe too light. I decided to try the medium one. Let's do a copy and paste. It's the same one as this one. What? Okay. And then it's in medium. And this one was a mega ball. It was 400 grams. Sadly, this one does not work on the AliExpress. Well, it didn't work for me. The stitches kept on dropping, and yeah, it was a disaster. So, and this one per gram was also 260 euros. And the rating, it didn't work on the Addi, but because it was the exact same color as the one I bought before in light, I decided to get a pom-pom maker and to make some pom-pom with it, and it works really nice for a pom-pom. So I'm going to give it a 2-star, and there you go. So that's how you can fill in your yarn journal and decide which ones you're going to want to buy again or not. And yeah, you can remember all your purchases, the price, which ones work, which ones don't. And when you're done with this page, it's quite simple. You just swipe left and it's going to copy a new one. So you can copy as many times as you want. You will have a fresh page every time. You can decorate it however you want. You can add some drawings, you can add some pictures. The app is free. You can open 3 journals in the free app, and then you just import your document in it. And this page, this journal, I put it on my Ko-fi for free. It's a free download, or pay what you want. So if you want to grab it, just go to my Ko-fi. The link is below, and there you go. I hope it's going to be useful for you if you use a knitting machine, and that you are going to start journaling and keep track of your yarns. Don't forget to subscribe.